All right. Take two. Okay, mono black zombies. This is something we played once before, and the core felt like it was very reasonable, so we're going to give it a go again here. So at the bottom end of our curve, we've got Cryptbreaker, Diregraf Ghoul, and Dread Wanderer. Notably, hey, Talvik, thanks for the sub gifties. I appreciate that. Cryptbreaker is kind of one of the engine cards in this deck. It can turn excess lands into more zombies. You can also tap a bunch of things to draw some cards. We have Lazotep Reaver here as well, which amasses 1 when it comes into play. So particularly queuing Cryptbreaker into Lazotep Reaver means we can draw an extra card on turn 2, which is sweet. And then we've got we got 8 3-mana lords here towards our top end that give all of our zombies +1/+1. Notably, this gives them Death Touch, and this one can give them Menace as well. And then Diregraf Ghoul is another reasonable 3. Dark Salvation's also kind of a zombie payoff. It gives a creature -1/-1 for each of our zombies, and also generates zombies if we pump some extra mana into it. And then Murderous Rider from Standard is a zombie knight. So it's a removal spell at the top end that's also a threat that's reasonable as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into a Pioneer League here with this one and see how it goes. There's an overlay to make me able to read Magic Online cards. That is the goal. Whatever's the last card that I've paused on, will show up on the bottom right there. Had to make myself a little bit smaller to fit it in, but it feels like a net positive. Hopefully help some people that are newer to Pioneer and Modern not have to be looking up cards constantly. This hand's not great, but it's fine. Like, it's a little land heavy, but I've got an okay curve, and like Mutavault's a land that attacks. There's actually a preview window built into Magic Online that I'm then doing some OBS magic to capture and clip. Wacky and Wild. Not great, but fine, the Jeff Hoagland story. Ain't that the truth? You want to add Last Hope for tribal reasons? Maybe. Start by attacking for 2 here. Is there a technical reason the one for overlay? Like, there is actually. So, the Arena overlay works by... The Arena overlay functions by a application on my computer reading a output log from Arena, and Magic Online does not have a text log that outputs information about the game state too. So when you play Arena, there's a text file that outputs actual everything that happens on your screen, and Magic Online does not have a similar tool. So I could have played Mutavault here, but I played a Swamp hoping to draw a Swamp and go double Relentless Dead next turn. Because if we double Relentless Dead, that'll double trigger the Diregraf Colossus, and we'll get to put a bunch of power into play. If I miss on the Swamp, though, that's unfortunate. I need to kill my boy here. Yeah. Why should it have Clerics over Glade? You think the 1/3 is that much more important than the... You think the 3rd point of toughness is better than the 1 point of 1 converted mana cost? Is that your speculation? Because they both gain 3. The human subtype doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, needing an extra mana is a big deal, though. I think I'm going to play with the Elementals today. Because, like, if you look at the curve of that deck, it's infinite 2s. And having something to do on the first turn, I think is a big deal. Pickle Bolas. Been enjoying the Pioneer vids on YouTube. Keep it up. Just downloaded Moto and it's weird and confusing. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Yeah, I wonder how much this format kicked up there, how many people they have playing Magic Online? Definitely a bit of a learning curve for Moto. Mutavault being a little bit awkward for this Relentless Dead, but punching the clock and getting some damage in here otherwise, which is nice. They don't put Thing in the Ice into play this turn, we should be pretty good. Unfortunately tapped out, so I can't bring Relentless Dead back, but I've got plenty of Relentless Dead, so I'm not super worried about that. Loving the Pioneer content. Hope this weekend with my BFF EDF is as fun as it should be. Glad to hear it. All right, they're going on a boat ride. So I think I decline attacking with Mutavault here because I want to hold up bringing back Relentless Dead. That might be wrong, though. I mean, we literally talked about that in the video, Feisty. So rather than me telling you you're wrong, tell me why you're right. Show me the math. I prefer to not have feelings about things that I can show mathematically, so don't have feelings. Show me the math. Thanks for the 9 months, Pentrons. Thanks for the very generous tier 3. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how, like, the next few weeks of PTQs go and, like, the Invitational coming up. So, a note about creature lands here. When I right-click on this one, you can see it says newly controlled. So, the newly controlled one is tapped because you don't want to animate the newly controlled one because it'll be summoning sick. Yeah, so if they kill my Relentless Dead at this point, I get Diregraf Colossus back into play. There's a good chance they flip this Thing in the Ice next turn, and that's real bad for us. Yeah, unfortunately, MTGO Traders was out of stock on non-foil Relentless Dead, so we've got what we've got. Maybe I should have left a Mutavault available to chump block their 7/8. Although we're probably dead if we're doing that anyway, so I'm not sure it really matters. They have another Phoenix. We're dead here. So in my experience playing against these Phoenix decks so far, racing the Phoenixes is not a big deal. However, the Awoken Horrors are the ones that really get you. Did I see the new horrible layout of YouTube? I did not. Got 2 more looks at a second Phoenix. Wow, they missed. If they attack with the Awoken Horror, they're dead to Dark Salvation. So you have 3 Dark Salvations here. I guess I just pass here. If they're on stone cold blanks, we could be okay. Thoughtseer. The blue-green Eldrazi deck we're playing second today is great. It's the deck I'm going to be playing this weekend. Yeah, we just started this deck, so it's going to be a hot second before we get to blue-green Eldrazi, but the deck's very good. It's felt very good, super consistent. Dead to a lot here. They're just tire spinning so far, though. Like, do they not have a Wild Slash or another Phoenix? Really? Dead to Wild Slash. So, you get to bring in Leyline of the Void. You get to bring in Fatal Push. I like cutting Thoughtseize here because Thoughtseize is just a little bit too slow. I like cutting Diregraf Colossus because going wide with that card is not good in the face of Thing in the Ice. I think I'm going to trim a Dark Salvation because I'd rather have Fatal Push and Murderous Rider to kill Thing in the Ice. I think this card's going to have a hard time killing Thing a lot of the time. It's pretty clean. Let's do it. Yeah, in. Leyline to cover birds. Fatal Push to cover Thing in the Ice. 1-drop, 2-drop. Depending on what our first draw is, I might actually wait a turn to play Relentless Dead so I can afford to bring it back to my hand. Yeah, there's one Merchant in the sideboard. I don't know if that card's actually good or not, though. Yeah, I'm actually... Because I just don't have any other resources available... I'm going to go ahead and cast this on turn 3 so I can play it with a black up to return it to my hand if it dies. Bump blue-white Narset will do Poly. Thanks for the biddies. Hope you're having a good one. So Relentless Dead, if it dies, we can pay a black to bring it back to our hand. Also has Menace, so, you know, getcha. Jeff, want to say thank you for the card display. You heard an issue your viewers had and responded with an elegant solution. This is why you're the best. Thanks for keeping me around. Thanks for the feedback. Yep. Yeah, Leyline's doing more than just stopping Phoenix here. Keeping them from treasure cruising is also valuable, as someone pointed out in chat. I'm going to cast this just because getting my hand empty makes Dread Wanderer better. I can only bring this card back to play if my hand has 1 card or less in it. Opponent checking out some of their options here. We have Fatal Push to cover another Thing in the Ice here, so feeling pretty okay. Yeah, both these zombies have big text boxes. There's 1 Gray Merchant in our sideboard. The deck list should be on your screen via the Stream Decker widget. You can also type !deck in chat. Get a direct link to the deck list. I have no idea, Matto. I've not spent a lot of time playing the opponent's deck. Alright, you fiery tempered my guy. I would like to bring him back, please. You're on mobile. On mobile, you click the little puzzle piece, the SD icon, and the deck list is right there. It's actually easier on mobile than it is on the desktop. My 2/1 can't attack into their 2/3 anyway, so we'll just tap all these and draw a card with our Cryptbreaker here. YouTube new layout should come with the horizontal scroll bar. This is 2006 web browsing all over again. Yikes. Lord of the Accursed, let's do it. And Lord of the Accursed notably is a 2/3 here, so it doesn't die to Wild Flash or is it Charm? Oh god, now I'm opening YouTube. Is this not what people are seeing? I mean, like, mine doesn't really look that bad. This seems fine. You can see the people I subscribe to on YouTube. That doesn't seem unreasonable. Is there a dark mode for YouTube? There is a dark mode for YouTube. Oh. I appreciate you, chat. I appreciate you. Y'all are great. There's a dark mode, you uncultured jester. So they fiery tempered that. They lava axed this. But this is going to bring Cryptbreaker back into play. And it's going to return Relentless Dead to my hand. So, like, chat is great by its stuff. Ain't that the truth? So this is going to die here too. But, like, we're still at 17. And they just have 2/2/3s. And, like, the Relentless Dead is, like, living up to its name here. I'm waiting for Android to get... Android's supposed to be getting system-wide dark theme in the next major release, right? Sure. You have dark mode on most of your apps on your Pixel. I have a OnePlus 6T, which has a fairly recent version of Android, I believe, and I don't have it everywhere. I think I just go to 9 here. Wow, brutal. Okay, we have a game, as they say. Oh, you know what? I should have played this first because they can Is It Charm or Shock this. Oh, and we still have Dreadwander in the bin too. You have a 6T and you have dark mode. Does it do like the calendar app too? Because my calendar app definitely does not have a dark mode on it. Does it do like all the Google apps? Like, I have a system-wide dark mode, but like my calendar app is still bright white. I have a 1+6T. Alright, they're killing my stuff. Leave my zombies alone! They're just trying to get by in this cold, hard, treasure cruise-filled world. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Go into the app, then go into settings, then go to general and change it to dark. Settings, general. Oh, there is a dark on here now. Oh, that's beautiful. That wasn't there last time I looked. That's there now. Does the Gmail app have it too? Is there an option for Gmail to do it too? Settings, general. I don't see a light versus dark in Gmail. Where is it at? Chat, tech support. Oh, God. I feel like a boomer. Chat, do tech support for me, chat. War Dab, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, there's a theme option. I don't have a theme option. I have a settings. I have settings, and then in settings I have general settings, and then I have my account settings. I'll Google it later. You think Season Pass is too clunky for Pioneer? I have no idea. Dread Wanderer doing some heavy lifting here today. I'm going to have them dead on board regardless. So I'm not going to play this out because I want to play around another Anger of the Gods. Yeah, I wonder if I have an older version of Android on here that hasn't been updated yet, because there's definitely not a theme option in my general settings on Gmail. Default, manage, conversion, swipe, default reply. Yeah, there's no theme options in my Gmail. We definitely had a bit of a slog there. I don't know. Do we want Thoughtseize in this matchup? Probably not. I feel like I might want this card in this matchup after seeing Anger of the Gods and like all their spot removal. Like, do I want Diregraf just because this can be, if I play this post like them killing a bunch of my stuff, it comes in really large. I feel like I might want 2 of these. I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time having Dark Salvation actually kill their thing, and I'm gonna trim it. Android 10 is a system-wide dark mode. Has an open beta branch. Sweet. Well, we have our sideboard cards, so obviously we should keep, right? I'll have to opt into their open beta. Wolf in a Barrel. Put cards in the bottom of my deck. This one and this one. This 5's pretty good. Everybody just like frantically checking all of their apps to see who's added dark modes recently. Thank the Lord. My eyes, they're happy. Yeah, this hand is real bad against turn 2 thing. Alright, let's go. Yeah, my website only has one mode, the correct mode. The fact that they played a Phoenix out here seems to imply that they're not going to be flipping this immediately, which is good. Yeah, we're not going to race double Phoenix here, unfortunately. A low mulligan and then some clunky draws probably going to do us in. He says before he draws Death Baron. Let the zombies hit the floor. Let the zombies hit the... Let's get that death touch, chat. Brick, 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 brick. This attack is not good for our hero, chat. Oh no, are we dead? Oh no. Yeah, needed the Death Baron one turn sooner. The old send your board back to your hand before you kill you. It's possible we want a third Fatal push in the 75 for that matchup. I think games where we kill Thing in the Ice, we're probably pretty far ahead. In games where we can't, we lose. Man, Magic's a heck of a game. I think I'm just gonna bottom these Relentless Deads. Came back for Pioneer and the Broco emote. Thanks for the 20 months, Nick Bolas. I appreciate the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. There was a variation of zombies that had a devotion sub-theme. No, it was vampires. There's a variation of vampires that had a devotion sub-theme that was top-ending, Gary. I'm not really sure that I expect Grey Merchant to fix any problems that this deck has, though, so I didn't include it. Because, like, I don't know. Like, that game we just lost, we were stuck on 3 lands, right? Magic's great. Magic's one of the best games ever made. I think the current standard format is awful, but the current standard format is going to change. That standard changes by definition. I think a lot of the decisions Wizard of the Coast likes to make tend to be awful, but that's, like, always been the case. But, like, their decision-making doesn't make Magic less good of a game. Thanks for the 3 months, Doctor. Welcome back. Like, I don't have to agree with every decision Wizards of the Coast makes to, like, enjoy playing Magic. I don't have to enjoy Standard to enjoy Magic. I have to enjoy Standard to enjoy Arena, because Arena's not really Magic. Arena is a Standard video game. I think we're just killing this because it makes our attacks better and it takes devotion off the table. Let's suspend our mana this turn too. Yeah, the foils on Moto pretty much suck. They are not nearly as pretty as the Borderless Arena cards. That's unfortunate. Feels dead, man. Need to draw a Death Touch Lord. Alright, that can help us go wide. If their last card's a payoff, we're going to be in trouble. How do I beat a 2/4 that gains life? The Death Touch Lord goes a long way, Burgle. So there's a Zombie Lord that gives all your zombies 1/1 in Death Touch. So if they don't have a payoff, if their last card in hand's not a payoff, and they brick out a payoff for a turn or two, we're going to be pretty okay here. You always say that it isn't the player's job to make Standard fun, but I do think the players are not trying hard enough to win with other decks against the best decks. All right, have a timeout for your awful statement. Your corporate America lazy buzzwords are never welcome here. And by that, I mean you need to be specific. You need to say what they could be doing to try harder. For example, you're being lazy and you're saying you don't think the players are trying hard enough. The players are trying plenty. There isn't a good way to attack the Oko decks. The Oko decks have Veil of Summer to beat the decks that are interacting with them. They have Nissa and Hydrate Craces to beat decks that are otherwise trying to go over the top of them. And they have Golden Goose, Oko, and Wicked Wolf to beat any aggro decks that are trying to get under them. The problem with the current Standard format is that there isn't a good way to attack what those decks are doing. It just doesn't exist. The tools aren't there. The food decks adapted to beating the green-white adventure decks by playing Massacre Girl with their Sultai base. So, like, the deck evolved into Sultai, and Massacre Girl is massacring the green-white adventures deck. I love just peak Magic player is complaining other Magic players are being lazy while also not caring enough to explain why you think they're being lazy. So you're too lazy to explain why you think the Magic players are being lazy. Maybe look in the mirror. The green anti-hate card costs half as much mana as the hate cards of the other colors. And it's a 2-for-1 instead of a 1-for-1. I don't think you can print answers to fix what's going on in Standard. So I drew a card there at sorcery speed in case we drew a land like that. Thank you for putting it like that. That's exactly why Standard and Sale Moment Agreement is the best color in their decks. Yeah, they just have every angle covered. Normally, those are the three ways you attack a deck like the food deck. You go over it, you go under it, or you try and interact with their key cards, and they just have the best tools for saying no in all those situations. Alright, my opponent's mostly mono green deck. Noxious Grasp is probably good. I think Thoughtseize is probably great here. And then what do I want to trim here? Diregraf Colossus is probably a little bit slow. Yeah. And then all of those things that I just talked about don't even get into the fact that Once Upon a Time is in contention for one of the most offensive designs that they've ever printed. And that Once Upon a Time makes all of the green decks in Standard more consistent and play Magic more often than any non-green deck could ever dream of. So, like, you can't attack those decks, and they're more consistent than everything else. I think I'm going to trim one of these. I'm bringing in Grasp and Thoughtseize. I don't want to be too interactive. We are an aggro deck at the core. I'm going to leave these in trim, though. So I've got like 4, 5, 6. I'm going to leave Murderous Rider in over the other Salvation. Let's do this. Namachill, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate the 45 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. What am I trimming here? I think Death Baron's probably the better 3. This hand's not great, but I'm not going to 6 or to 5. I Do you think Oko... Oh, I missed it. I think Oko would be fair if he costs 5. I think there's a lot of knobs you could turn to make Oko fair. I think there are a lot of things you could do to make Oko less offensive. Nylia's Disciple. Yeah, that's a card. I think I just take the Sylvan Carry added here. Is like taking their mana creature makes their Leyline less good. Hey, Bill Smash, thanks for doling out some sub-gifties to the community. Hope you're having an excellent, excellent Thursday wherever you are. So Nihilea is a site player. People haven't seen that card in a while. It's a 3/3 for 4. That when it comes into play, you gain life for every green pip among cards you control. I'm going to go ahead and swiftly end this Courser and then attack for 2. Can you clip that entire point and upload it to YouTube? Yeah, probably. Maybe. Do they have a 4th land? So their hand right now is Nylia's Disciple, Nylia's Disciple, Genesis Hydra. That's sick. So let's do that. Let's play Cryptbreaker. Let's play Murderous Rider. I could go Baron and attack here, but I'm going to give up. They have so much life gain in their hand that I think I want to accrue card advantage. So rather than attacking them for 2 with the Dread Wanderer, I'm going to elect to just activate the Cryptbreaker this turn and draw a card. You have a red removal spell? Or they're Gen Hydraing for 1? Deal. Just wanted to say I'd come by for a donation on payday for the wrap. Can I put the sub-gifts towards a Mythgard builder? And you definitely can, Bill Smash. If you know what it is, I can add that to the deck queue now. Perfect. All right, let's get our beatdowns on here. Don Anderson was talking about banning Nykthos last night. Thoughts? I think it's way too early to talk about banning anything. I think we missed my tier 3 sub while we were ranting, but hopefully can you do a Jeskai Tempo and Pioneer Teferi plus Queller? Yeah, definitely. Did I miss it, Niv? Oh, I totally did. It was a little while ago. Yeah, 3K for... All right, so... How do I want to attack here? I think I want to attack with this. And then I'm going to activate this, make a 2/2, and draw a card. So we'll discard the Dread Wanderer to the Cryptbreaker, then we can bring the Dread Wanderer back. If they don't hit a land tier, they're probably pretty dead. Yeah. Yeah, definitely Bill Smash. That's perfect. That makes it harder for me to miss it or forget. I probably won't send you a response until after I'm done streaming today, though, so not for a little while, because I'm going to run late today. Hey, Redbeard, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Oko doesn't elk enchantments. It's worth noting. Sure. I kind of dislike keeping hands that don't have a 1-drop, but like, I don't know. We'll see. Without like if I knew my opponent was playing something super aggressive, I'd probably try for a 1-drop on 6, but they could be playing like a mid-range or a control deck, and I'd rather just have more cards in my opener. Once upon a time, there was a Fabled Passage, yep. Wow, this card sounds weak. Enchantments are so common. I've liked this build. Wait. This is our second time playing an iteration close to this. Right on time, Cryptbreaker. Welcome to the party. I guess Cryptbreaker lets me go Diregraf into 1-drop on 4 to immediately generate value, which is kind of sweet. Opponent's playing Jund. That's interesting. The fact they didn't play the Fabled Passage out implies that they have 3 other lands. The Passage is going to come into play untapped on 4. So, it looks like my opponent's likely playing something fair, if I would guess by their colors and their start. So, I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and play another Relentless Dead here. And just, like, go a little bit slow and leave up mana to bring these back. Hey, thanks for the 7 months, Ty Glorious. Hope you're having an excellent Thursday wherever you are. Welcome back. This is the part where they like play Kalitas and I cry silently. Kalitas is a super playable card. A lot of these decks have been main decking. What is y'all quest? They seek my face, chat. They seek my face. I did see BBD's article, and I could not agree with it more. It was very well put together. BBD is a good Magic player for a reason. Can't block my creatures either. Neener, neener. Neener, neener. Neener, neener. It's a very scary zombie opponent. Take your 4. I like how the arrows on the wrong creature just peak Magic software. MTGO is the premier digital Magic experience. It really is. It sadly is. It kinda is. No blocks. Are there any good edicts in this format? Not really. I guess that's not true. Angrath Rampage. If you're in black-red, I think Angrath Rampage is super good. I don't think Liliana's Triumph is very good. Kaya's Guile is not legal, Burgle. That was a what's it called card? Who's got 2 thumbs and is ready to get like Flame Swept or Instant Speed Pyroclasm tier? This guy right here. Oh yeah, Crackling Doom's legal. Crackling Doom's legal. I expect Death Baron at the very least to die. And then they'll get to eat Diregraf Colossus, but like they're still taking 10 on this hit here, right? So like put you to 4, go. It's good honest 2 power creature beatdown. They have a removal spell too. They're fatal pushing the zombie I can bring back to my hand. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him here. All right, they're still dead on board for next turn now, right? I've got 5 attackers. They have 1 blocker. They're dead on board through a second blocker or a removal spell here. Official impeachment hype indeed. I'm excited for them to write down on a list all of the Republicans who want to go down in history defending this president. You're not new here. You're not new here, Karnfather. Please keep this political free. Yeah, they're holding an official impeachment vote today. They made a color with mana confluence. They didn't. Oh, my opponent must not realize it passed. Did it pass? That's exciting. So with mana confluence and Urborg, they could have not paid a life here. Not that it matters, but it passed. 2 Dems voted. Which Dems? Who voted no? I need names. I need names, chat. Give me names. Primary them now. I will donate money to their primary opponents. Well, so that's the other thing is like 192 people think Trump hasn't done illegal things. Impeachment isn't even about breaking the law, which is like a big mistake that gets thrown around. I know it's not a proceedings. It's just to formally push forward what they're having so they can't stonewall and say it's not official. So I'm aware. Like, the biggest things these impeachment proceedings have taught me is that all the people I heard growing up that told me if you didn't do anything wrong, you shouldn't worry about being investigated, those people are actually just racist because they only meant that if you were poor or a minority, not if you were rich or white. That's what I learned about all those people. Had lots of adults I knew growing up. They're always like, you should listen to the law, and if you're innocent, you have nothing to worry about if they investigate you. And now all of those people are like, this impeachment is wrong. We can't investigate. Like, they're not even voting to impeach. They're voting to look into the details. They're voting to investigate. Like, yeah, sorry. Yeah, honestly, I hope whatever testimony comes out of the impeachment hearings, I really hope they take Oko down with them. Because Oko is also corrupt and needs to go. They've arrested lots of other people associated with Trump. Hopefully Oko also takes the axe. I don't really know what our opponent's doing. I don't even know if I want these Thoughtseizes, honestly. Maybe I want these Noxious Grasp. Like, they're doing Jund stuff. Maybe I want Gray Merchant. Is this a Gray Merchant matchup? Maybe. I don't really know. It's a lot of brews in this format. You can impeach Trump or Oko, not both. Who do you pick? Definitely Trump. Oko was on the Ukraine call. Oh. Can you fill me in on what's going on in depth? The TLDR is the final, for people that aren't informed on United States politics, is that the thing that finally pushed the impeachment proceedings to move forward is Trump, on a call with Ukraine, made aid contingent to Ukraine on Ukraine investigating Joe Biden, which is against the law to invite foreign governments to meddle in U.S. elections. The elk is not a quid pro quo. I didn't do it. Yeah, that's true. That's true too, Burgle. It is. It's also against the law, even if he didn't make it contingent on anything. Just the act of asking them to investigate his political opponent is against the law. All right. Well, we don't have a lot going on, but they don't have a lot going on either. I guess I'm just passing here. I think we're just, instead of casting this, I'd rather discard it to Cryptbreaker. Facts have a liberal bias is something you need to understand. But it was obviously a joke, just like he jokingly, yep. People like Trump make jokes about inappropriate things up until the point where people go, oh, I'm willing to take you seriously. It's a joke is a really awful cop-out. It's a joke is something that gets brought up a lot as a cover for things that really aren't okay. All right, do I want to hit them for 5 or do I want to draw a card? I feel like I want to draw a card. Perfect. Hashtag rewarded. Yeah, it's a joke means I didn't expect you to say this wasn't okay. Is exactly correct. Schrodinger's douchebag, it's only a joke if their statement wasn't received. Well, yeah, that's a good way to put it. I love that. That Schrodinger's douchebag. That's great. Gonna use that one in the future for sure. All right. This turn I'm attacking. All right, let's get smashy. Is Hero's Downfall a card that can make an impact in Pioneer? I think Hero's Downfall, for the most part, is just going to be worse than Murderous Rider in most decks. Yeah, trade your Rhino for my 1-drop, take 8. Get out of here. They're thinking about it. Take 10. Death Touch Lord is very good, Burgle, I agree. Those are channel points, Picklebolus. No blocks. No second questing beast here is good for us. How about my backup Death Baron? If they don't have double Doomblade here, we should be in a great spot. Or Settle the Wreckage. Settle the Wreckage would be savage. I assume one or more of our creatures are dying here. If they remove both of our Death Barons, our clock is slow enough that we're probably losing. If they only remove one Death Baron, we've got a real shot here. Yep. Trophying the one that's not attacking is not good news for our hero because it implies the other one is also dying. It implies the other one is also dying. So when they kill the other one here, pick back up Questing Beast. Vomit. They're only taking 4 now. And I have this, and they're going to have 2 blockers next turn, so we're dead. The deck Q bumps are 10k, 30k, and 50k shillings. I'm going to bring in the last Noxious Grasp for, since they're playing Rhinos and Questing Beasts. Lord can give Menace. Not on the turn I play it. The Lord of the Accursed is a tap ability. And they're hitting us for 8 down to 1 the following turn. Yeah, we'll see, Necker. Like, a big part of why Trump got elected is because of the crap the DNC pulled with Hillary and Bernie in 2016. And a big part of why Trump won the election, even though he lost the popular vote, was because a lot of people just didn't show up and vote. So, there's a chance that people realize that, like, their vote matters and they actually show up. Like, if voter turnout simply returns to the levels that it was in 2012, yeah, Hillary was a bad candidate for a variety of reasons. It's definitely true. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people, including Hillary's campaign, were of the opinion they couldn't lose that election. And then they lost because of that one. So I decided not to play Lord of the Accursed pre-combat here because they had Fatal Passage plus a Black Source up, because this would trigger Revolt and let them kill my Lord. So if they didn't have Fabled Passage and just played a different tapped land here, I would have jammed the Lord. We should, hopefully someday the Electoral College will be removed. Small states already have disproportionate representation in the Senate. They don't need disproportionate representation in electing the president as well. Anger is coming. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know that we're really in a position to beat Anger of the Gods, so I'm probably just going to play like they don't have it. The fact that they fetched a second black or second red doesn't bode well for us, though. Thanks for the brand new Prime Sport Wafflecom. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, that bodes well for us. As always, the answer to the question, will Jeff accept X for the Q, should be answered by submitting X through the form on my website. So, Dark Salvation here, if I pay extra mana, it makes zombie tokens, but it always gives a creature -1/-1 for every zombie I control. So that was a 1 mana -4/-4 there, even though it didn't make any tokens. Yeah, possibly. That still gives people basically Joms, like, the Electoral College gives extra votes based on landmass, and landmass doesn't vote and shouldn't have voting power. There's a reason why we don't give people who are homeowners more of a vote than people who aren't. So, like, we probably shouldn't give states that have bigger land masses more votes. Just remember, when you defend the Electoral College, if the Electoral College was implemented in an age where we didn't really have technology to feasibly count a lot of votes, and past that, it was invented by people that also thought women and minorities shouldn't be allowed to vote. So maybe the people that created it probably didn't have great ideas all around. Hot take. The Electoral College has always been bad. Your whataboutisms of that it's only a complaint when we lose. Well, guess what? There's only one party that ever wins without winning the popular vote. Weird how those facts line up. Unless they have a way to exile this Relentless Dead, they're going to have a real bad time here. They're picking back up Scavenging Ooze. Okay, yeah, that's a hit that could definitely get them back in this game, huh? That makes my Relentless Dead a lot worse. Do I believe in the outcome of popular votes? I mean, that's the way everything else is handled. There's a reason why we don't have an electoral college system to elect senators, elect mayors, elect governors, right? Like, we just count up the votes and give it to whoever wins the most votes. If Relentless Dead is like, he's like, questing B, slide on over, please. Yeah, we're probably dead at this point. Oh, crap. I punted. Holy crap. We were talking, and I didn't notice it pop up. We have a Dread Wanderer in here. I could have brought back Dread Wanderer last turn. Okay, so this is going to target the other Relentless Dead. A majority of the United States, from a state-to-state perspective, voted in favor of Trump. Listen, this is not one of your places where you get to just point things out that just aren't factually correct. Trump lost the popular vote in the United States by many millions of votes. That's what the actual numbers say. I get that Republicans don't live in reality and that facts have a liberal bias, but like, what actually happened is he lost the popular vote by 3 million votes. Sorry to make you sad. Maybe playing this was wrong and I should have brought this back. Yeah, I think maybe playing this was wrong and I should have brought this back. Having Menace is valuable though. They have a dragon here. Chandra, yep. So this is going to target Dread Wanderer now. So that way they can only exile one of the two. So they either pay to exile the Relentless Dead or they pay to exile Dread Wanderer. So this comes back to my hand. Thanks for the 20 months of support, Slow Imp. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Here's the next 20 months of watching you play Wonderful Pioneer. Thanks. Welcome back. Correct. That's exactly why it was put into place, Razor Rocks. Because in the 1800s, they had a hard time working through that. Political messages largely end up in bans because I don't allow bad Republican talking points in my chat, is what it comes down to. I'm not Facebook. We fact check people's posts here. No, the sub survey is still open. And if you're a sub that hasn't filled that out, it'll be linked in the announcements channel. It's linked in the announcement channel in the sub Discord. I am Donald Trump and I approve of this timeout. Yeah, this deck has an unreasonable amount of grind in it. If they have a bunch of removal spells here, like a Siege Rhino, we're probably dead. And I think the fact that I ended up missing a Dread Wanderer return probably cost me this game. Okay. So that lets them kill Lord of the Accursed here. So they can exert and kill Lord. So they're dead on board. This gives my zombies menace. They can go up to 3 with their Scavenging Ooze, but then they're dead to my 3/3 Diregraf. I don't think there's a 1-mana white removal spell I'm forgetting. That was weird. I feel like my opponent fumbled at the end there. I guess they were kind of in a bad spot regardless, because Relentless Dead had menace. Yeah, I guess they were kind of in a medium spot regardless, huh? Maybe they didn't have lines that ended them up in a bad spot. Or ended them up in a good spot. I've seen several messages deleted and I feel left out. Don't worry, we aim to please here. Yeah, seems fine. I'd really prefer a 2-drop, but not going to 5. All right, well, we're gonna hit our land drops here at least, so we'll get to play a 3-drop on 3. Wonder if we're gonna get a rematch here against Blue Red Phoenix. Yeah, I agree with that, Jums. That as a whole, we're a lot more integrated than we used to be, at least back 200 years ago. I mean, like, and that's part of the whole global economy too, right? Like, not even just the US is integrated, like, everyone is connected via the internet, so, like, things happen from other countries impact us here more. So, 0 days for standard was never happening. We were always doing at least 1. Based on the survey input so far, I think we're going to probably be doing 2 days of standard starting next week. That's unfortunate. I guess I'm just playing another Death Baron out here and attacking for 7. The problem here is they're probably flipping this next turn. Oh, we didn't get Wild Slash there, so that's appealing. Getting Lightning Axe. Brutal. All right, we're gonna move off of the politics topic, but I'm gonna close on one last statistical statement because I saw some people discussing guns. When you own a gun for the idea of self-defense, what you are gambling on, thanks for the 2 months there, Armageddon, is you are gambling, you're betting that the odds that you are attacked and the odds that you successfully defend yourself from that attack are higher than the weapon that you've purchased being mishandled or misused in some way by accident. And statistically speaking, the odds of it being mishandled or misused by mistake are higher than the odds of both you being attacked and you successfully repelling that attack with your weapon. All right. They didn't treasure cruise last turn because they didn't want to exile their birds. That's excellent. Well, that works out well. I'm going to go ahead and attack with these two to start. Because if they block Death Baron, Dark Salvation kills Thing in the Ice. I guess I've technically missed damage here by not playing Lord of the Accursed out. Not really, right? Because if I play Lord of the Accursed out, they block this, and then they take 4 as opposed to 5. I know you need your automatic weapon to deal with 30 to 50 feral elks, but I think we're dead here. We have to draw, like, if they draw an instant or sorcery, we have to draw Murderous Rider next turn or we're dead. They drew Crackling Drake. All right, so they could still draw a 1-mana instant or sorcery. So we... If I kill this, they block this, they die. So if they don't have a 1-mana instant or sorcery here, they're dead. And if they do, we're dead. So if they have like an Opt or a Wild Slash, we're gonna lose. But if they don't have an Opt or a Wild Slash or a Lightning Axe or whatever it's called, we're gonna win the game. Yeah, we're dead. And we're dead because Thing in the Ice is gonna flip over. When Thing in the Ice flips, it bounces all of our zombies. So Fatal Push in. I think I want, this is the match we lost earlier. I think Fatal Push is, for every time a gun in the home was used in self-defense or legally justifiable shooting, there were 4 unintentional shootings, 7 criminal assaults or homicides, and 11 attempted or completed suicides. All right, and with that, mods, feel free to time out anybody that's talking about guns, politics, or otherwise. We've been on it for long enough. I like cutting Thoughtseize against these Treasure Cruise decks just because they see so many cards each game that, like, taking 1 card away from them, they're likely to find their way back into it. Yeah, I think I want a third. I think this Grey Merchant on the board should be a third Fatal Push. Thanks for the 2 months, Wijmer. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Guns and politics are now 3/3 Elks. Yeah, this hand's great. Needs another black source eventually, but has Leyline plus a 1-drop. Chad is now a 3/3 Elk. All right. I'm just gonna ignore chat till that settles down, so, you know, let's play some Magic. All right, Black Source here would be perfect. Fantastic. Let's attack for 2. We'll play Relentless Dead. It's nice and Ruby here in chat. No Wild Slash here is great. I wonder if they have an Izzet Charm to kill the Relentless Dead or not. I think you weren't dead last game. You were still making a zombie with Salvation. I mean, odds were low. Nah, I don't think so. I think it was worth packing it in. I think my time's worth more than that. I think this league's already going to err on the side of 2 hours. I'd like to play all 5 matches if possible. I think this is only match 4, right? Yeah. We unfortunately cannot replace deleted messages with elk emojis, which is sad, I know. I think I'm just going to pass with Murderous Rider up here. I think I'm low enough on resource. I don't think I can just play this out as a 2-3. I think I need to get some value out of it, like kill a thing in the ice or a blocker of some sort. Sometimes in this matchup, they're just going to play out like the 2-3 that blocks occasionally. Go ahead and cast this. Attack for 2. Can't time me out on the gingerbread man. I don't know about that. I have haste. I can time you out if you're the gingerbread man. Royal Scion, sure. Murderous Rider is a zombie knight, which is quite excellent. No, I have a system, Polly. So the queue doesn't get updated midstream, but I have a dashboard for bits. A lot of these decks have anger in the sideboard, so I think I'm just gonna pass here, because playing the Cryptbreaker out doesn't increase my clock in a meaningful way. Hey, Mordix, happy day off. Thanks for the resub. Welcome back. Thrill, discarding Treasure Cruise. Yep. Chart. Yep. Discarded a second Treasure Cruise. Feels good, man. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that doesn't increase the clock at all, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave these in hand. Impossible to give people timeouts around here, and the experienced bots have fingers faster than light. They're pretty quick. I was timed out because I asked, but I am now inexplicitly mad about it. So this hand doesn't have a Fatal Push in it. It's got Dark Salvation, which is a super slow answer to Thing in the Ice, but Lazotep Reaver makes a lot of bodies, which is nice. The problem is that this just can't regularly get up to 4 in this matchup because my opponent like picks apart our zombies so much. They have like Wild Slashes and Fiery Impulse and Izzet Charms and stuff. Well, if they don't have a Wild Slash here, this Reaver lets us draw a card, which is sick. This is one of the reasons why we're playing this card. So drawing a card is definitely better than attacking for 1 here, so just going to do that on their end step. Don't time me out, I have a family. I'm doing fantastic, Stormbreath Dragon. All right, sweet. And this actually lines up super well here, right? Like just what we said. So I get to give myself a zombie And then target this. So I get a zombie, and then this gets -4, -4. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack for 1 here, and then just plan to draw a card again. Because I'm in danger of missing a land drop next turn. I think Trophy's okay. I think it's playable, but I think, like, there's a real discussion to, like, Trophy versus Abrupt Decay. And, like, whether or not Trophy or Abrupt Decay is the better 2-mana black-green removal spell is going to largely depend on, like, what other cards people are playing. Alright, so drew some cards there, not too bad. Let's go Lord of the Accursed plus Cryptbreaker here. So they still have 5 cards in their hand, though, but notably, hopefully a number of their cards are, like, turned off by this Leyline of the Void. How does Phoenix... I don't know. They could theoretically have bounce spells, but I'm hoping they just don't handle it. They just die. That's the hope. Let's kill this now. Well, they only have Spell Pierce up, and I can pay for it. I'm going to go ahead and attack for 2 here. I'm going to hold the Cryptbreaker back because I can pay 2 and discard a card from my hand to make a token. So I'm going to do that and make a token with the second Leyline of the Void here that I don't need. Probably because Visionary is just easier to cast by 3 on. I'd assume if you look at their mana base, green mana is easier to make than blue mana. Need Wizards to remake Glittering Wish. Listen, you get dig through time in Pioneer, which is much better than Glittering Wish could ever dream of being. Don't look at Gift Force in the mouth, okay? Second Lord of the Accursed is sick here because with 2 Lord of the Accursed out, my lords don't die to a Sweltering Suns or an Anger of the Gods, which is great because they're 3/4s. Now, if they have like Anger plus Wild Slash or Sweltering Suns plus Wild Slash, I lose my board, but I definitely want to just put them on a real clock here. Let's say Chandra Awakened Inferno. That's ambitious. That is ambitious. Can we play green-black zombies and access some better sideboard cards? Kind of where White Devotion Splash. Maybe. I don't know that we really need better sideboard cards, though. Between Thoughtseize and Leyline, I feel like we cover most of what we're looking to cover. Opponents at 7, so hopefully with this Death Baron, they're just dead next turn. Like, do we need green-black walkers? I feel like this deck as is already, like, grinds a pretty reasonable amount. I get that, like, Blossoming, Blooming Marsh, and, like, Overgrown Tomb are, like, pretty free to play in your mana base, but I really don't feel like I'm wanting for other things. If you were going to splash in this deck, the green splash or the white splash are the easiest ones to have happen, just because you get fast lands in those colors. Of course, Civic, join your brethren in solidarity. Lawless Troll is okay. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with this selection of 2 drops, honestly. Reaver's felt like a good addition. The only thing I'm kind of unhappy with in this deck after playing this set today is I want more Fatal Pushes for the Thing in the Ice matchup. So I feel like I'd play a 3rd push in the board over the Grey Merchant, but otherwise it's been very reasonable. This is probably one of the first decks that's going up on the website when I start putting Pioneer decks up. There's a 2-mana Orzhov Lord. That's interesting. I could see that being okay. Are we able to trick or treat tonight with the weather? I don't know. We're going to go out for a little bit at least, but, like, it's supposed to be, like, 30 degrees and 20-mile-per-hour winds, so, like, I don't know if they're going to go out for too terribly long. Endured 1 month of Standard. How bad could the second be? Thanks for the 2 months, MT Chair. Yeah. So my plans for people that haven't seen it, I'll pull the sub-survey results up after this league so people can take a peek at them, but I think tentatively, am I still coming with us this weekend? I'm pretty sure, Brad, I found out there's a Moto PTQ tomorrow that's Pioneer, So I might play that, and if I have a deep run in that, I'm going to run late. So we'll see. I could play that, and if I scrub out, go with you guys. Go with you all. Damn, looks great. 1-drop into Reaver into Lord is just so great. Supposed to be over 90 here in Florida. I'm dreaming of a white Halloween now because climate change brings early snow. Do 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 do. 2 2-drops, 2 3-drops is awesome against the Thoughtseize here. I wish there was more to do with shillings after emote modify. If you save up your shillings, you can bump decks in the queue. 10K, 30K, and 50K bump decks in the queue. It was 13 degrees this morning in Utah. For reference, it was 50 in Alaska. Wild. Yeah, if for the tournaments I'm playing this week, I'm definitely playing Oko. The blue-green Eldrazi deck we have coming up next, I put back in the queue with dealer's choice points so we could try a different iteration. What about 100K? There's no award for 100K. They stop at 50. What about 1,000,000 shillings? I should put a reward up for 1,000,000 shillings. I think that's a good idea. Hey, Pylon, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So I'm going to go ahead and play Lord of the Accursed here and attack for 3. Since we drew the 4th land, next turn I can go Diregraf Colossus into Diregraf Ghoul and trigger the Colossus right away. This card makes a 2/2 zombie whenever we cast a zombie spell. A 1,000,000 could be a deck submission. Yeah, maybe. So they're down to 11 here. Can 1,000,000 shillings be a special tag on the Discord server? That's a good idea. We could put some absurd amount for a special Discord tag. That sounds excellent. I feel like I could do that. All right, so my opponent looks like they're playing some kind of Grixis control deck. Maybe, I don't know. Do we just assume they're on dig through time and like board in Leyline of the Void? I'm at 38K and we'll save for 1,000,000. All right, I'm gonna add a 1,000,000 shilling award for a special Discord roll. Shillionaire. That's great. Shillionaire is perfect. That is, yep. You will be tagged as a shillionaire in Discord. Needs a monocle and a top hat. And here's an extra incentive. The first one to make it to the Shillionaire Discord title can pick what color the roll gets on Discord. The old VOD stampers that we have are pink already. When that was a thing we did. You cannot buy shillings. There's not. They are a free-to-play currency only. According to my math, it will take just over a year to earn 1 million shillings. Yeah, that sounds right. The free-to-play economy in this game is terrible. It takes forever to earn shillings. All right, so confirmed Jace, Fringe Prodigy, and Dig. Do I bring in Leyline against Fringe Prodigy and Dig? Do we expect them to have Culligan's Command too? I feel like I expect them to have Culligan's Command too. So, rather than Thoughtseize and Relentless Dead here, I think I'm going to just pass and hold up the 1 black to bounce Relentless Dead should they kill it. Do we need anything after I link Discord to join the Twitch server? In the connections page on Discord, you'll hit join server. There's pictures describing how to get into the Discord server on my website. I've been really happy with Dark Salvation. I like that Dark Salvation is a threat answer split card. It's felt really powerful. Alright, so there's like killing my thing that comes back and like fogging with that. That seems fine for me. God, how do we ever beat this hand? This Thoughtseize card sucks, chat. How am I ever supposed to win? This deck needs Cabal therapy, right? So if they sweep the board here, which they're likely to, I get to pick up Relentless Dead and return a 1-drop to play. We get the Oko Wrap on stream again? Definitely. We got the Blue-Green Eldrazi deck coming up. I've had that happen. Opponent plays Thoughtseize, sat there about 15 seconds with the hand open and then conceded. On Moto, you can hide the revealed cards and pretend you never saw them. Neener, neener. Ignorance is bliss. Okay, so all of these die. I think I'm just bringing back Diregraf Ghoul here, honestly. Just want a 2/2. Although I guess Jace shrinks the power on that. Do we know a pro we could pay to wear an elk costume at the Mythic Championship? I do not. So they can Jace flash back Radiant Flames here. They have a Kalitas. Languish. Yeah. Sarah, Demir Mastermind, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. We'd love to draw Mutavault next turn, because Mutavault lets us play Relentless Dead, hold up the activation, and bring back Dread Wanderer here. Listen, chat, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't call. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't call. Pre-recorded, yep. Yep. Basically, confirmed, pre-recorded. Yep. So this draw actually lets us kill Liliana the last hope here. Yeah, the art on this is truly phenomenal. Concur. You have a Nicol Bolas. Yeah, Jace's ult is -9. Jace's ult also doesn't kill us particularly quickly. So, like, we could probably beat the Jace ult. So, like, they can kill Death Baron and then, like, plus Relentless Dead. But, like, then I kill the Nicol Bolas. Any general sideboard advice for Pioneer? Mystic Dispute and Noxious Grasp both seem like super playable cards. If you're not playing Oko, Pithing Needle is very reasonable. Is drawing Lords good? So here's a real question. Do I care about Jace ulting? I'm not sure that I do, honestly. Like, do I care? Like, I'm trying to decide, do I want to play this Lord of the Accursed, or do I want to return Dread Wanderer from my bin? I kind of want to just return Dread Wanderer, kill Nicol Bolas, and pass. Like, I have 45 cards in my deck. Like, I think I just let them ult the Jace if they want to. Yeah, they have to cast like 8 spells. And like, if they're casting 8 more spells after they ult this Jace, I'm probably not winning the game anyways. So I think I just do this. Yeah, and they're casting Dig Through Time, right? Like they understand how this game's gonna work from here. Yeah, the fact that they have like Radiant Flame sitting in the bin for Jace makes playing the Lord a lot less appealing. Now I think the Radiant Flames in the bin, which is hard to see. I know the cards are small. Wow, they exiled. This is so greedy. They left a second dig in here and they exiled Radiant Flames. I think that's super wrong. I think they definitely should have left a Radiant Flames in here. Having a resource efficient sweeper is a big deal. Hey, Impromptu, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, they have Languish, but the resource efficiency on Radiant Flames versus Languish is huge here. This deck really grinds, which is one of the reasons why I've liked it. Like, we get to play Thoughtseize and Fatal Push, which are some of the best one-man interaction in this format. We have some really aggressive draws where we curve out, like, 1-drops into Lords. And we also have this ability with, like, Dread Wanderer and Relentless Dead to, like, go long. Relentless Dead is immortal. I agree. And so, like, at this point, do I just, like, not play anything else out of my hand until they deal with my recurring threats? I think I'm just killing their Jace here. Or attempting to. Wow, they just have Stone Cold Nothing. I think I'm just passing here. Because, like, if I leave 4 mana up, Relentless Dead returns itself and a 3-drop or a 2-drop. So, like, that seems real good here. That's a card I can't beat. Can't beat that one. Punish for not playing the Lord. If I had played the Lord out last turn, would they be dead this turn? So if I'd have played the Lord out last turn, I would have killed Jason, put them to 11, and then I'd have 9 in play. It says, causes our creatures to get exiled instead of dying. So, now I'm going in, it has lifelink and stuff. So, like... So, we're super dead if they have anything. I'm going to do this and say go. We were probably super dead even if I played the Lord. Yep. All right, so... I definitely want these Murderous Riders. I feel like I want my Leylines of the Void. Is it crazy to board in Leyline here? Leyline keeps them off of Dig and Jace flips. Do I just not want this on the play, though? It might be wrong to have this on the play. I don't know, like, I'm giving up points of aggression to, like, fit this card into my deck is the issue. I kind of want some of these Dark Salvations back in. They kill Kalitas and Jace. Let's try this. I don't think I'm gonna board in the Leylines here. We're going into game 3 on the play. If someone played this matchup like 100 times and they were like, I'm confident Leyline's supposed to come in here, I would believe them. Because I think that's a reasonable card overall, but just in the dark, I don't think Leyline's something I want to bring in. Now, I expect if my board is big enough for Gary to be relevant, they should be dead. So I think Grey Merchant in general just shouldn't be in this deck. That's the card. The only change I would make after playing this league so far is cutting the Grey Merchant for a 3rd Fatal Push in the board. Because I felt Fatal Push light against the Phoenix deck with Thing in the Ice. What, 5 ways at least to kill that reasonably. Opponent in the tank over their 7. Either that or they had something else come up. Opponent also went to 6. I will keep. I'm pretty sure I lead on the Dread Wanderer on 1 because I don't really mind if that dies. And then our turn 2 can be Thoughtseize plus Cryptbreaker. It gives me my disruption to take their Jace before they play it, or a sweeper, but also gets the most pressure into play attacking ASAP. Thanks for the feedback, Drunk Owl. Oh, Twitch usernames. Yeah, me too, Pylon. I mean, like, that's the key about everything with Magic, right? It's just like having decks you enjoy playing in a format. For sure. I'm gonna start by attacking here. Wow, there's Fatal pushing my recursive threat. Okay. That's a keep. Okie doke. That's so unfortunate. Gosh, maybe I should have just taken the dig. Let's have so much removal. Land. Come on. Come on. I hate Magic sometimes. It's like, kept a 1-lander with no cantrip on the draw. Like, got paid off. We kept a 2-lander on the play. And what turn was that? Was it turn 5? Turn 5 with no second, third land. Pretty frustrating game. I don't know. You know, that's Magic. You lose a lot of games that you don't make any mistakes in this game. Game's incredibly high variance. Yeah, I think the only change I would make is Fatal Push for the Gray Merchant that was being cheeky in our sideboard. I don't know if these Stain the Mines are good. Like, constructing an exact sideboard is... Constructing an exact sideboard is like something that has to do with like knowing what's going on in the format, and the format's still really developing. So over the course of the next like 3 to 4 weeks, as the format matures and like the first ban list happens and stuff like that, we'll know a little bit more about like what you want to put in boards. But for now, these sideboard cards are just kind of powerful and kind of generic. Like Leyline of the Void covers a lot of different graveyard strategies that seem to be running around. So up next, we've got 2 to 3 more Pioneer decks coming up. Up next, we're going to be having a run back of the blue-green Eldrazi deck that I am going to be playing this weekend in a tournament. So, and then we've got some more after that. I'm going to go ahead and run a quick ad roll before we do that too, so don't go anywhere, folks. Thanks for